got any final thoughts for the show?
Make jukes, not war.
Can we edit that out?
Nope. Nope. I had my game face.
And welcome to a video brought to you by David at Twice Diecast. This is from the amazing interview we did together a few weeks ago, and I've been taking a little while to make sure this video is near perfect, as it involves a fairly special cast. Of course, you can see quite close to my heart. It's a Nissan Juke, Nissan Juke R 2.0, and if you don't know what these are, well, I'll leave it a little bit of a secret. Now, these aren't very well known to really anyone, really, because there's, I think, 2 left in the world. There was meant to be over 25. I have no idea what's gone on with them. No one has any idea, really. On the internet, there's several conspiracies or theories, but no one really knows. These were a sort of publicity stunt by Nissan, where they took Nissan GTRs, gutted them, and then took the drivetrain out. That means engine bay, engine, transmission, gearboxes, differentials, all those things, and well, put them underneath a Juke, and that's what you got here, a Nissan Juke R. Now, this is a 1/64 scale made by Diecast team. There you go, with the screwdriver of truth, and a brand fairly known now, well, not really fairly known, but starting to be established. They're a bit hit and miss, but this one is definitely a very, very, very big hit. David has also reviewed one on his channel very briefly. Of course, you can see it's a 2015 edition. It's the 31st model in their series, and I'm just going to say, David, I know, passed a comment saying the packaging isn't great. No, I'm not going to say it's the best, but I'm going to say I really like this sort of schematics look of the Juke on the back. I think that looks great, and it's also fully licensed by Nissan, which is something I didn't really expect considering where he got it from, which was, I believe, AliExpress. It says it's a collector's model. Of course it is. It's choking as it says very tiny little parts. So yeah, but I recommend one so far. Well, I like it. Packaging, it's got a little bit of a weird sort of feeling to it, but yeah, I don't mind it. So I really need to get one of those little envelope things that David has. Makes it much easier. And put that aside, and then gently get it out. Since it's a matte paint, it's going to be a bit difficult. There we go. And she's out. Now, straight off the bat, I'm going to say this is one of the most detailed models I've really ever reviewed. And it's, well, quite astounding considering this brand has come from absolutely nowhere and creating models like this. So we're going to start on the front, of course. Now, Juke is one of my specialist subjects, so as you know, you're going to get exactly what I think of it. And well, I'm not going to be shy on saying what I do like or don't like about it. Now, I will say I've never seen a Juke R in person before, as much as I would really like to see one. However, this is what I'm going to say about it. Now, this, from casting wise, detailing wise especially, is an extremely detailed model. We have chrome where the badges are on the front end, where it says Nissan, as well as the bone that goes in the front end. We even have lensed headlights here, lensed DRLs or daylight running lights, and also the same down here, except these are detailed, not lensed. We have a front license plate saying Juke R. I mean, yeah, it's just brilliant. It's absolutely flawless, and if you look inside of the front DRL, you can see where the actual LED lights actually are here, and they go like that in a tick, as well as indicators and a few other bits and pieces. Now, this is a very, very good model, just by looking at it from the very brief look I've had off camera. We have plastic vents here which aren't part of the same body, which is metal here. You can see on the front window we have window wipers are also detailed, as well as a haze around the outside. Now, that's for heat dissipation of the window when it's baking in the sun, make sure it doesn't crack around the edges. And you can just see general bits of the base also sticking up. It's just brilliant. It is a fantastic model. It is on mini GT levels, if not higher. On to the side now, where detail, well, it really shows. You can see very, very closely we have brake disc and brake caliper details, which I just think are brilliant. And also it moves independently to the disc, which I've never ever seen before on a 1/64 scale cast. Of course, it does move with the wheel, if you spin it enough. But I mean, that is just brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. And even on the back as well. I've never seen that before. That is such a small intricate detail that, well, it's just astounding. And that's why you have to get your premium models out, because you wouldn't notice those things if it was inside the box. Now on the side we have continuation of the big body kit, which isn't the same as the one on the Nismo. I'll show you in a little bit. You can see the sort of handles are also detailed, including the back one, which is part of the window. And also a very nicely done, very accurate windscreen mirror here, with indicator details as well. Just simply brilliant. And then we'll continue on the back. On the back, details really shine with reflectors, fog lights, of course rear lights as well. Those are famous on the Jukes, as it was actually designed off a quad bike. In the center console, which I'll show you in a little while, it's designed as the center fuel tank of a bike, and this is sort of the shoulders of a quad. The rear spoilers are also really nice done. These are plastic, as well as the metal, which is of course metal. A nice little aerial done as well, and Nissan Juke R and Juke R badges on the back, very nicely done, as well as exhausts. Now the wheels are also very nicely done, and underneath they haven't shied away from detail as well. We have well, anything from exhaust details. Of course you can see it's a V6 twin turbocharged Nissan, I think it's a VR38 DET twin turbocharged V6 by Nissan for the GDR, which of course this is. Coming back you can see double exit exhaust, as I've just explained. Yeah, it's just brilliant. Anti-roll bars are all done, just fantastic. But I'd like to move on to the interior very briefly, where you can see it even has down to, let's get the screwdriver again, the Nissan logo on the steering wheel, and including GTR dials. The reason I know GTR dials are on this is because in the interior of these are half GTR, half Juke, as the seats are all GTR. If you can see in there, not very good lighting for this. There you go, GTR bucket seats, big roll cage. It's just brilliant, this. And you can see it's Juke dashboard, definitely is because of the top indicator. But yeah, it's just brilliant. This model has absolutely blown me away, and I'm going to show you just a few little subtle differences and similarities between this and a real Juke Nismo RS. Once inside, of course, you can see we're missing some fairly substantial part of the interior, and that's because we're getting it refurbished. But hey, we're in. Now, I mentioned about the dials, if you remember, inside of the rear model, which I have inside of my pocket. You can sort of see, vaguely, in there the dials. If I zoom in just slightly, try and do this all in one take, it's a bit difficult. Hopefully, no, it's not wanting to work. There we go. You can see the dials are very different. You can see they are only two versus the other bit, which has multiple. These ones say Nismo and then RS, of course the model. I mean, just you can see the shape of the dashboard is perfectly accurate to the one on here, where you can see the little hump in the center for the hazard lights is right here. And yeah, just a few other bits and pieces, which I just think is great. It's just brilliantly well detailed, and of course you can see where I mentioned before, we have the quad bike style fuel tank. It takes a little while to notice what it is, but of course that is exactly what it is. We've got Nismo crest down here as well, which I've mentioned briefly before. So yeah, it is a brilliant model, and I'll get back out, take a few photos of it, and hopefully you all enjoyed. So, would I say this thing is worth a buy? 100 billion%. Now, for the price Dave got this thing, I mean, it's hard not to, even if you don't like Jukes, which a lot of people don't. They're very polarizing. You should definitely get one. It is just brilliant. Every single bit of this thing is just perfect. I haven't seen a single mark on this thing that I don't like. In fact, there's a little one there. However, if I just take a polishing rag to it, it will come straight off. So, do I think you should get one? Yes, 100%. But the only problem with that is, though, can you find one? Now, I was aware of this thing a little while before David sort of got this as a gift. However, I didn't have a clue where to get it from. I'd seen photos and I'd seen someone in the Facebook group post about him, but that's it. That's all I heard. And when I tried in the diecast team, well, nothing came up. So that's the problem. The brand need to get themselves out there, because this thing is brilliant. I know a lot of people who would like them, and actually there's something I've just noticed that I didn't mention. Rear defroster lines. Everyone knows when I see a premium class with those on, I'm a big fan, as well as proper race tyres on the bottom. As you can see, these semi-slicks. I love this thing. It's one of the most prized possession or prized things in my collection, and well, by far one of the best I've ever received from the States, or abroad should I say. So, without further ado, I'm going to take a few photos. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all really enjoyed. Stay safe, everyone. Have fun, of course. Stay juke'ing.